Greetings, Earthlings. You know, other sexist, racist, bigoted channels would say, hey guys, never will you hear me say that. All are welcome. And in light of that, I received a message from a female viewer that said, hey, here's a thought. How about doing some helpful tips around the house for us single ladies, that maybe could help us out. I'm going to turn the channel into that, but I'm game. So in light of that, we built this lovely wall portion, or a simulated wall portion. And we're going to talk a little bit about some helpful tips around the house. Let's start with hanging pictures. So first you would need to, I'm going to be out of the frame, so too tall. First you would need to figure out where your studs are at behind your wall. Usually on 16-inch centers, but you can't see back here, obviously. So there's a couple ways you can go about this. You can do the old knock method, and it does sound different. I don't know if this will pick it up or not, but see how it sounds hollow when you get above stud. And that'll get you in the vicinity. And then we have a stud finder. Holy cow. And these will get you also in the vicinity. They're not the greatest things in the world, but they're okay. That's detecting a stud right here, which is actually off. You might hit it. And they're okay. But we can see for today's purposes. So you're going to hang a picture on your living room wall, and maybe you don't want it where the stud is. Maybe you want it just in a certain place, and that's where you want it, because that's where you want it. And you're going to get a nail, and you're going to get an automatic thumb finder, thumb detector, and so what happened here? It went through all right, but you're not going to hang anything from, look at that. This is in sheetrock, which most homes have on their interior walls, and it's one of the most worthless structures known to man. It provides almost no rigid strength. It's a covering. Keeps your insulation in, maybe keeps some of the bugs out. But I don't know if can you see that? There is nothing holding that. So yes, you can hang your picture off of that. Look at that. And it might work for a while until somebody bumps it or No, your boyfriend said, we're going to put a screw up there. The screw's got better holding power, which is normally true. Except it's basically the same thing. You have no structural rigidity in sheetrock, or like the old timers call it, drywall, because it was dry. They used to use lath and which was little strips of wood, and they come in and plaster over it. I can't imagine how long that would take to do a house. And then they let them set for a month so they dry out. You're dumping moisture in there, and I guess in that regard, sheetrock is a little better. But yeah. Anyway, it's basically the same thing as a nail. You have nothing. You have nothing to hold to it. So your answer is these, and I refer to these as Zippets, which it's not. It's a name brand. They're basically all the same. This is a cheese ball plastic polymer something. I don't know. If you look these up scientifically, I think they're made out of used prophylactics and Chinese orphan tears. But whatever the case, they do work well. And according to the package, I can just drill this in there. It says to use a screwdriver, but who's got time for that? Just flush with your surface, just like so. See that? Somewhere on there. And the package I got actually comes with screws. So then the screw would go in the center. That dude ain't going nowhere. You see how it's split out the back? That keeps it from pulling through. And then in the center of that you have the screw. That thing's stout. And depending on what kind you get, let's get our package here. I've apparently lost. There's different ones rated for different weights. This claims it holds up to 79 pounds in half-inch drywall, and most household drywall is half-inch. It comes with the screws. I mean, you're talking production cost of these is probably like 3 cents per 100, 200, and so they put them in little bitty packages like this one and sell them for a blooming fortune, like $9 or something. But they do come in different. I think you can get a 5-pack or something. You know, there's just buy the big one, and then you have them. And anytime you need to mount anything to sheetrock, you can do it wherever you want to. It doesn't matter. You don't have to hit a stud. Look at that. Can you see that? Right here versus that number or that number. Infinitely better. Mucho grande. So that'll get you a picture, huh? Okay, before I forget again, these little doodads, zippets I called them, which is a name brand and I prefer those. Blows didn't have any. But these little things are called sheetrock anchors or drywall anchors if you go to buy them, just so you know. Alright, tip number 2. Can you see this here? I don't know if the whole thing's loose. And doorknobs do come loose because you're constantly grabbing them, twisting them, and pulling on them, and opening and closing, and eventually they will work loose. I cannot tolerate that. Why does that bother me so bad? Because it takes like 2 minutes to fix it. You need a Phillips screwdriver. Phillips got the little star on the end, right? The little cross. You need the Phillips. It'll take you 2 minutes, and a minute of that's going to be finding your screwdriver. Don't use a drill for this with the Phillips bit, because eventually you will strip those out, and then you'll screw yourself the next time that you need to tighten it. You won't be able to. They'll be stripped out. Use a Phillips screwdriver. This is the inside of the door, of course. Tighten them up. And you're done. That's all there is to that. I can't tolerate it. I'm telling you. It takes 30 seconds to fix that. If I'm working in your house and you have loose doorknobs, you won't when I leave. That's how bad that bothers me. I can't tolerate it. Very simple fix. Phillips screwdriver, 30 seconds, you're golden. Okay, one more for today's purposes. This is the exterior side of the door now. If you got a key that is hard to get in there and it won't operate correctly, and what's happening? Why is it so crappy all of a sudden? Well, it's drawing moisture. And the solution to that is this stuff. It's just graphite. Pencil lead is graphite. Same thing. You can find these at your China Marts in the automotive section. I think they're $2. And it's just chewed up graphite in a powder form in a tube. You put that there. Give it a couple puffs. Your key, then, you know, work that back and forth. Good to go. Same thing on your door locks on your vehicle, because they're exposed to moisture all the time, and this stuff cruds up in there. And it's just, you know, a little graphite. You'll be amazed at the difference, and you can do that in any lock in your house if you're having problems with it. But very simple fix. Why I can buy a whole package of 10 pencils for $1, and this little bitty tube, which does not have much in it, is $2, I don't know. Don't even get me started on that. Anyway, that's a simple fix for that. Incredibly simple, and it just glides. You will be amazed, honestly. All right, let's do some old stuff. All right, what do we got today? Any guesses? You kids in the back that always know, don't ruin it for the others. It's a corn seeder. You would drop your corn, kernels of corn down here. It would feed down a little chute. You pull your little trigger, and a bunch of dust flies everywhere. But the little mouth opens at the end, and in theory, it would disperse kernels of corn in your planted thing. I think this was a homeowner thing. I don't think like for the home garden. I don't know that farmers use this. I mean, you're not going to I suppose way back when you could plant hundreds and hundreds of acres by hand, and I don't know how many of these sold, but you see them everywhere. You do in the old junk shops and whatnot. What I never understood was, how do you control, you let off the thing, that'll stop. But man, you open that dude up, you're gonna have like piles of kernels of corn in your holes. Every time I've ever planted corn, you said put in 2 to 3 kernels per thing, and every time I've planted 2, both of them come up. Seems like a waste to me. I don't know, but I think they're kind of neat. I've got a couple of these. Some of them fancier than the others. But it's old and it's cool, and so I almost automatically like it. Somebody made probably quite a bit of money off of a very simple design. Anyway, so that's it for today. My hat crooked? I got a crooked head. See this here? And this here. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, you can click the like thingy. If you didn't, you can still click the thumbs up thingy. Do whatever you want. It's a free country. I don't hear that anymore. Alright. You kids be careful, be safe, be careful, be careful, be something. Be busy. Get something done today. Looks like the rain's cleared off here, so we should have a good day. Thanks for watching.